Nearly every single part of our body is made of living cells. And it's these cells that help us see, breathe, feel, think and much more. While their jobs in the body may differ, one thing all these cells have in common is that they need energy to survive and perform their duties. Cells somehow need to turn nutrients in our diet into a form of energy that they can use, called ATP. It would take a long time to explain this, but simplistically the process starts with glucose. Glucose is the basic fuel that powers every single one of our cells. If we eat or drink things that are high in glucose, such as fizzy drinks, the glucose gets absorbed straight into our blood ready for our cells to use. If a starchy food, such as pasta, is on the menu, the enzymes in our saliva and digestive juices break it down and convert it into glucose. And if for some reason there's no carbohydrate in our diet, cells can turn fat and protein into glucose as a last resort, because they need glucose to survive. It's here that sugar and cancer start to collide, because cancer is a disease of cells. In cancer, there is a phenomenon called the Warburg effect. It means that cancer cells produce energy in a different way than normal cells. Instead of using a more efficient process, cancer cells use a less efficient one that involves taking up a lot of glucose and going through a process called glycolysis. This happens even when there is enough oxygen available. The exact details of how this works and what it means for treatment are still not completely understood. As cancer progresses, the body becomes more and more acidic as its pH drops below 7.35. According to Dr. Otto Warburg, no disease, including cancer, can exist in an alkaline environment. For his work on the aerobic and anaerobic metabolic processes in cells, Dr. Otto Warburg was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1931. His discoveries were revolutionary for their time and contributed greatly to what we know about cancer today. Excess sugar can lower pH between cells. Excess sugar also creates sodium and potassium imbalances, contributing to that more acidic environment. Combine that with lost calcium in the urine and decreased sodium bicarbonate, and you've got a perfect recipe for metabolic acidosis. Eating too much sugar has been linked to chronic inflammation and cell damage, which can increase the risk of cancer. The acidic environment created by eating excess sugar triggers the release of cortisol, your body's stress hormone, leading to anxiety and chronic inflammation. It can also weaken the immune system and make it easier for cancer cells to spread. Consuming excess sugar can also lead to metabolic changes that contribute to obesity and diabetes, both of which increase the risk of cancer. However, sugar can be taken in moderation to avoid any risk. The American Heart Association, AHA, recommends no more than 6 teaspoons daily for women and 9 for men. World Health Organization, WHO, recommends no more than 10%, ideally less than 5%, of your calories come from added sugar or sugars like honey, syrups, and fruit juice. Always couple sugary foods with vegetables. Focus more on eating green leafy vegetables and whole grains. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more informative stuff.